Hi guys, I want to talk about the Age of Miracles. And I'm talking to you on May 21st, just shortly after noon. In fact, if I look at the time exactly, 12:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as I speak and create this video, Mercury is Cazimi, which means it is in the heart of the sun, the throne of the king. And I had a dream last night, and then I had a strange event happen this morning that I want to share with you. I also want to talk about the role of astrology in our transformation as a species, and I'm also going to do a live draw with my computer for the 3 winners of the free astrology readings contest. And so I have another contest for some free beautiful jewelry, and if you want to enter that contest, draw date June 1st. The link is in the section below. Okay, so first of all, last night I fell asleep at 7:30 p.m. Now, I normally sleep 8 hours, and so that's kind of like a standard for me. I usually wake up naturally. I don't set my alarm. I usually go to bed at 10 p.m. Last night I couldn't keep my eyes open. I actually fell asleep sitting up at like 7, and then I wandered to bed at 7:30. I woke up almost 12 hours later. And when I woke up, the first thing I want to say is I felt a strange sense of permeating joy through my being. I hadn't felt so joyful for no good reason in a while. And I had a dream in the night, which I recalled when I woke up. And in the dream, I'm in my car, and I literally have a car, by the way, that's parked down below, with a sunroof. So in the dream, I'm in my own car. There is a sunroof in my car, and a being is floating above my car with 2 magic carpets, actually. It's on one carpet, and there's an extra magic carpet for me. And next thing I know, I'm floating through the sky roof of my car, and I kind of feel like I'm being abducted, you know what I mean? Because I didn't really ask for this trip. And I get on the other carpet, and the being, who looks like a temple high priest, and a little bit like what I would consider sort of an ancient Judaic outfit. I don't know why that came to me in the dream, that it looked like what might have been an old priest, temple priest of an ancient Jewish tradition. And but that's how it felt. And then I got on the carpet, and the being said to me, "We are going to the house of God." And then I woke up this morning remembering those details. And of course, this is after 11 and a half hours sleep. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. and, or a little bit, yeah, about 11 hours sleep. And I had no memory of what happened in the house of God. But I was also acutely aware that I don't normally sleep that long. So something really unusual had happened. And no, I hadn't been sleep deprived from the day before. So then I sit here at this morning window seat where I sit every morning and have my morning coffee, and I call it my meditation time. It's kind of like where I'm really quiet with myself. You know, I'm not practicing any form of meditation. I just always sit in quietude for the first hour of my morning before I check my emails, before I get into my groove, and just kind of just be still. It just is so soothing and feels like natural. And what happened this morning is, instead of me just sitting in quietude, I heard a voice, and the voice said, what did the voice say? The voice said, "There is but one way to hear the voice of God, through the ears of the soul." And as soon as I heard that first line, I started to hear more. So what I did was I went and got my journal and a pen and paper, or a journal. I have more than one. So I went to get a pen to write in my journal. And for the next 45 minutes or so, I basically transcribed what I was hearing. And so the document is called The Age of Miracles. And it's really exciting for me to read what I wrote by virtue of what I heard. So I'll be sharing that with you guys as I go along, sharing what that's about. But I bring this up because Mercury is in the heart of the king, in the throne of the sun right now, when all of us can hear incredible messages from our own soul, be available today and the next day or so as well for like those mercurial downloads. This Cazimi is happening at 0 degrees Gemini, which is even doubly potent. Now for me, that is a Cazimi Mercury Sun event, because the sun just went into Gemini and Mercury caught up and is in Gemini, that is in a almost perfect sextile to my natal Mercury, and my natal Mercury is in Pisces in the 2nd house. Oh, and sorry, it's in, oh my God. No, that's Jupiter in Pisces in the second house. My natal Mercury is at 2 degrees of Aries in my third house, where we do oracle divination stuff and have synchronicities. But yes, my Jupiter is being trined as well at 2 degrees Pisces in my second house by today's Cazimi. So something magical is happening. I want to talk about that, the age of miracles that we're all heading into. And because I feel this is something that's happening for all of us, more synchronicity, more telepathy, more sense of dreams that are prophetic or true, more sense of connection to each other. Without the internet even, just a natural sense of being aligned or in tune with our fellow humanity, even as chaos rules in the political world. And some of that came up in the Age of Miracles, which I will, I promise, send you a link to as soon as I get it cleaned up. This is just, I think, chapter 1 of a many chaptered document that I will be transcribing from this voice that I hear, the voice of God. Yeah, I know that's audacious, right? But I was in God's house last night in my dream. And no, I don't have a religious tradition. So anyway, what do miracles look like in this day and age? What are they? How do they show up? Is it like, miracle healing of my broken leg? Well, it could be, but what else could it be? Well, yesterday, a silly example is I'm listening to this wonderful astrologer on a show about derived houses, and I've been listening to her, talk for an hour and a half, perhaps. It's a seminar that I downloaded and paid for. And as I'm doing that, I'm making some soup in my Instapot, some veggie soup. And literally, as I decide that I'm turning it off and I'm going to release the steam on the pressure thing, because I didn't really want to cook it as long as its setting had set for, so I'm turning the dial, and all the steam is going psst and hissing out of my pressure cooker. At the same time, literally, as I let the steam out, the woman speaking on my laptop says, let the pressure out, or under pressure and let pressure off, or whatever. And I'm laughing because what are the odds? What are the odds that I listened to her in her an hour and a half, and when she was saying those words, my pressure was being released. I literally had let the pressure out, and steam pressure in a steam cooker thingy, Instapot, whatever, it doesn't just let out in 10 seconds, right? It's like probably a good minute or a minute and a half as it continually outpours the pressure in steam. So I laugh. That's a miracle. This morning when I finished downloading this and translating it, I got up to go to my laptop to take it from pen and paper to a Word doc that I could print out or send to somebody. And as I was going over to do that, I saw some paper on my floor that had fallen out of my filing basket. And I picked it up, the piece of paper, and it was a section on a chapter about joy by a book that a friend of mine, Karen McMullen, is currently writing. And I've been editing and reading it for her. And literally, one of the big premises is in this very short, 1,400 word transmission today, 1,400 words, yeah, is about joy. And I had to laugh because I've got, I don't know how many pages of her document, I don't know how many there are. I think there might be 60. And the one page that starts her section on joy, which is only 2 pages long, by the way, is the page that's somehow floating on the floor in front of my computer. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this stuff up. So these are miracles to me, these synchronicities and incredible timing. And when I saw that pressure steam relieving, as the woman was saying, pressure, it made me laugh yesterday, but it also reminded me of how intricately bound this dynamic thing called reality is, and how what we think it is can't be what it is when the play is so perfectly synchronized. And as we become more available to that aspect of our own being, and astrology can help us see that and be there. I knew this was Mercury Cazimi today. Maybe just knowing that allowed me to be willing to go to sleep at 7:38 p.m. and willing to get up and listen to whatever I heard. But it was really only after this document was like channeled that I really pondered the perfect timing of it. All right, so thank you for listening. Now I'm going to do a rant. Oh, and then another synchronicity. I'm going to play the song for you at the end of the video. Hang in there. As I was going to start typing, I thought I'd listen to some music. I went to my iTunes to pull up my iTunes, and I haven't listened to iTunes in a year. I've been a Spotify girl. I went to the playlist called 25 Most Played. I pressed the play button, and the first song up was this beautiful song that I have no idea how it ever was most played in my playlist, because I don't recognize it. And it is called Turning into Gold by Jennifer Barazan, and the lyrics are stunning. and they are a pure reflection of the transmission of material that I channeled today. The lyrics literally are a song version of this. So that's the magic. I'll play a bit for you at the end. So let me do a real live Cazimi moment, random number generator. I have 287 people submit their name for the draw for one of 3 one-hour Zoom astrology sessions with me. Thank you to each and every one of you who took the time to provide your email and to submit your name for the contest. Now, I will contact the winners by email. I'm doing the draw now, but also a reminder that if you did enter the draw, all 287 of you, you'll also be getting a follow-up email from me to remind you have that discount that I provided in your consolation prize email, and that is valid forever, to have a discounted session with me just for your goodwill in entering my draw. And I am now going to do the random number generator of 287 possible names. Now, these are of course not names, these are numbers, because there's no easy way for me to cut out, how many names and draw them for a hat. 287 on pieces of paper, it just seemed daunting. So my random number generator disappeared, so let's open it up. And so I'm going to randomly draw from 1 to 287 names. The easy part for me after is I go to my, my mailing list for this file, and I just count down to the number, to the person's number. So there's a method to my madness. All right, generating number 1. Person 164, woo, whoever you are, which is, by the way, the number 11. Okay, generating my second number. Don't worry, I'm screenshotting the answers. Person 255. Oh my God, that's a 12. We have 11 and a 12. Generating my third number. 220, or a 4. So those are my 3 winners, and I will email you and let you know that you are in the Cazimi moment. The universe knows exactly what it's doing. You're exactly the 3 people who most need a reading right now, and perhaps whom I most need to connect with for some reason, because life is always a two-way stream. So I'm really eager to meet whoever you are. And finally, oh, by the way, this is Lunatic Astrology, and please subscribe and like and all that stuff. Yes, Enlightenment Girl, Weekend Dreamer goes astrological. How funny. Now, I'm going to try to play the song, and I'm going to end up. I always try to be under 15 minutes in my little misses to you guys. So I'm at 13. I'm going to close out with this song that is just so magical and so bizarre that it reflects very much what I just wrote this morning in my 1,400 words download. Okay, so iTunes, where are you? You disappeared on me? Oh, I know, I reduced you. Hang on. No, I didn't reduce it. Oh, yeah, I did reduce it. Found it. All right, I'm going to try getting it to run here. See if I'm connected to my Bose speaker or not. Play. Ah, it did, it worked. So it's called Turning into Gold. And I'm going to let us listen together. A little bit. I can't, it's probably a 4-minute song. By the way, I'm growing my hair out. This is my natural hair color. Going gray-brown to see how it looks.
At the edge of the sea, where we lie down together, where the stones shine like amber in the blue. The sky is so vast, we are falling forever.
its own after I hang up from you guys because I so love the sound of it. And thank you for listening, and thank you again for everybody who entered my draw. I really appreciate you guys. Mwah.